Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, details on a rollover crash in LaGrange that proved deadly.
Plus, we'll tag along with Senator Susan Collins as she tours storm damage along the coast.
And we'll also hear from Bangor officials about the push to create more affordable housing.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. We'll also have a little breaking news for you, too. There was an officer-involved shooting last night in Augusta. We just received the release for that, so we'll have details on that coming up in just a few moments. But first, a check of the forecast. Looks like a quiet start to the work week this week. We'll see some clouds increasing today. Overall, kind of a nice day today. And then we might have a little chance of a little bit of snow tomorrow night. So a little bit, just enough to kind of make things greasy.
Right, yeah, I know. It's definitely teetering right below freezing right now. So it's a, layer up. No sun really.
Yeah.
So,
just a little bit of snow. Little bit.
Let's check in with Devin Biggs for that full forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted through Tuesday morning at around 10 a.m. Active surf law on the coast will be common from time to time, though, but otherwise, for us, so not too bad. On land, we're looking pretty good out there with just some clouds that are developing out there. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky today, and I do believe we'll stay dry as well. Any snow you see on the radar will stay mainly in Canada. Will stay dry there. But as we do zoom things out, we're quiet for us with high pressure located just down to the south, but it's helping to rotate some moisture in where some freezing rain and snow are taking place across some parts of the Midwest this morning. But for us, so in the Northeast, looking pretty quiet out there as we do move forward in time. Partly cloudy will be the common idea today. We'll get more clouds moving in for a while later on tonight, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will begin to break up. As for the winds, though, we might get a few gusty winds from time to time, reaching up to 20 miles per hour. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour are common, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. We'll keep that rolling through parts of Tuesday morning as well. So for today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy out there, with that southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming back up into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Authorities are investigating an officer-involved shooting in Augusta. Police say it happened around 11 o'clock last night at a home on Northern Avenue. Police were called to a home for a report of a man who was armed with a gun and threatening other residents. Officials say after officers made contact with this man, he fired shots at the officers. They returned fire, although there's no word if he was injured. The state police tactical team is reportedly on the scene right now, and police say they don't believe there's a risk to the public. Traffic is currently being routed away from the area, and morning drivers may face some delays.
We also have a crew on the scene, and we'll have more information on that situation as soon as it becomes available. Meanwhile, one person is dead, another injured following a crash in LaGrange. It happened Sunday after a vehicle went out of control and rolled over into a stream. Our Grace Blanchard was also on the scene and has the latest.
The sheriff's office received a report of a motor vehicle that had gone off the Medford Road here in LaGrange, overturned into a stream that's behind us here in a very curved portion of the road.
Several first responders were on the scene of a fatal vehicle crash Sunday morning that left one person dead and another injured. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, a sedan lost control on the snow and ice-packed roadway and rolled into a stream.
Behind us there's a small stream that passes through here that is open waterway. We have the vehicle that's overturned and kind of underneath the bridge embankment, or what used to be a bridge embankment here.
According to Sheriff Morton, Cold Water Rescue located a deceased individual who was trapped inside the vehicle, while deputies located a second individual who managed to escape with minor injuries. Morton says this is not the first time there's been an accident of this nature in the area.
To my knowledge, we have had crashes here. I believe there has actually been a fatal crash in this exact area in the past.
Several area residents we spoke with expressed concerns over the lack of barriers between the road and the stream, but declined to appear on camera. The chairman of the town select board says the board will be meeting on Tuesday to review the circumstances and see what can be done to keep an incident from occurring again on this road. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office says they will be doing a thorough investigation.
Putting the facts together is the most important thing that we can do for family and friends, and make sure that we accurately tell the story as to what happened here.
In LaGrange, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The identities of those involved in the crash have not yet been released. In other news now, authorities continue to investigate a deadly snowmobile crash in Franklin County. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, 69-year-old Frank Clifford of Andover was traveling northbound on the ITS 89 trail in Lang Township on Friday. He drifted left across the center of the trail and then crashed into the woods, colliding with several small trees. Maine game wardens and the Rangeley Fire Department responded to the scene and found Clifford deceased near his snowmobile at around 10:30 a.m. Clifford was taken to Wiles Funeral Home in Farmington for an examination by a state medical examiner. An initial investigation indicates that speed appears to have been a factor in the crash. Officials say he was wearing a helmet at the time. The crash remains under investigation by the Maine Warden Service.
Well, one man was killed over the weekend following a car accident in the town of Lebanon. The York County Sheriff's Office says it happened around 7 o'clock Saturday night in the area of Creamery Hill Road. 32-year-old Henry Barthomé of Acton was killed in the crash. Investigators say it appears he was traveling on Route 202 when another vehicle lost control and crossed into the oncoming lane where it struck his vehicle. He was killed, and the other driver and passenger were taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Two powerful rainstorms this month caused historic flooding along Maine's coastal communities. Now, Maine fishermen are struggling to work around the damage left behind. Asia Reed spoke with Senator Susan Collins and Fishing Association leaders on the next steps to repair Maine's fishing industry.
Dilapidated wharfs, massive piles of plywood, debris scattered everywhere. This is just some of the aftermath of the storm's impact on Harpswell. CEO of New England Fishermen's Stewardship Association, Jeffrey Lehman, says these past couple storms have damaged some of the infrastructure that Maine's fishermen rely on.
Fixing these structures up, especially here locally, is going to be a pivotal point for keeping sustainable product on the American dinner table.
Senator Susan Collins met with a dozen fishermen in Harpswell Saturday to see the aftermath from those storms and the impact it is having on Maine fishermen. She says structures on Bailey Island here that cost the town $10,000 were destroyed between both storms in January.
I want to do everything that I can to try to secure assistance, working with the governor, with the local community, with the rest of the delegation.
Lehman says 85% of this town is commercial fishing wharfs. These structures are vital to fishermen for their livelihoods. Some might appear to be in good enough shape, but fishermen say they need serious repairs.
Just the wharf behind us here, even though it's still structurally standing, if you go under it, that entire wharf has to come down.
Collins emphasized how much the community and industry means to the state and its economy.
It helps to attract millions of tourists to our state. It helps to define our way of life. It's part of our heritage.
Lehman is a fifth-generation fisherman and says it's painful to see this destruction.
When you see things that were there when you were a child and they're no longer there, I mean, it takes a piece of you.
Lehman says this is just the beginning and hopes this town can receive federal dollars to build back. This community is willing to do anything they can to help out their local fishermen.
We don't stop. We just pick ourselves up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going.
Just keep going. That was Asia Reed reporting. In other news this morning, a Vassalboro man has been arrested after being indicted for manslaughter in the death of a woman near a campfire. 31-year-old Travis Mitchell was arrested around 7 o'clock Thursday night. He was indicted by the Kennebec County Grand Jury earlier on Thursday for his alleged role in a fire that killed 46-year-old Liza Bragg of Albion in May of 2023. Bragg was burned while she was standing next to Mitchell as he attempted to start the fire. Other people with her at the campsite called 911, and she was taken to a hospital where she later passed away. Mitchell was taken to the Kennebec County Jail where he posted bail, and he's scheduled to appear in court in April.
Police have arrested a suspect in connection with a robbery at a Waterville convenience store. Around 11 o'clock Friday morning, 42-year-old Casey Glidden of Vassalboro was arrested and charged with robbery. Officers were called to the Big Apple convenience store on Elm Street just after 7 p.m. on Wednesday. The person who allegedly robbed the store had already fled with an undisclosed amount of cash by the time they arrived. Glidden was unable to pay the $2,500 cash bail. She's being held at the Kennebec County Jail.
The Belfast and Monroe fire departments fought flames at a property in Swanville on Friday. Crews were called around 4 o'clock in the afternoon to the Stevens Road. According to Belfast Fire Chief Patrick Richards, the single-wide mobile home was in the process of being demolished. When the demo crew on scene left to drop off some scrap metal at the junkyard, they returned to find that the home had collapsed onto a burn pile that they had previously started.
It was fully involved when we got here, but it was a demolition site, so there's really nothing to save. So
Chief Richards confirms that no one was injured in the fire.
The case involving access to Maine's GOP primary ballot for former President Trump will move forward to Maine's highest court. Last Wednesday, Superior Court Justice Michaela Murphy decided to withhold a ruling until the U.S. Supreme Court issued a decision in the state of Colorado's case in order to provide consistency and avoid voter confusion. On Friday, Secretary Bellows appealed that decision, requesting the case move to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court to seek review. Her statement reads in part, quote, "I know both the constitutional and state authority questions are of grave concern to many. This appeal ensures that Maine's highest court has the opportunity to weigh in now before ballots are counted, promoting trust in our free, safe, and secure elections." End quote. Secretary Bellows' full statement is on our website, foxbangor.com.
Well, with Maine facing a labor shortage in several industries, Governor Janet Mills unveiled a plan to help fill those jobs. The governor proposed a state office of New Americans. Brad Rogers shows us why she believes it's vital for Maine's future.
This is my job. It's very nice for me. I saw.
Anthony Katita was a seamstress in Angola. She's now one of nearly 80 employees at American Roots in Westbrook.
We started this company to prove that you could make things in America and treat people with dignity.
The company manufactures custom clothing. During the pandemic, they made PPE for hospitals. Its co-founder says a state office for New Americans will open doors for new Mainers and open the state to new business.
The Office of New Americans will serve as a critical component to attract the type of businesses we need in this state.
The governor says the office will help fast-track certifications for immigrants with professional skills.
This office will help us fully harness the contributions of New Americans who've chosen to make our state their home.
One of the driving forces behind this plan is the critical shortage of workers Maine has faced since the pandemic. Governor Mills says by integrating New Americans into communities and the economy, we can address the state's workforce needs.
The Office of New Americans will provide the tools, resources, and the guidance needed for new Mainers to thrive and succeed.
The bill has bipartisan support. A Republican co-sponsor says it will also address the influx of asylum seekers.
It is about helping our communities, our neighborhoods, and our schools handle the unprecedented numbers of new immigrants.
It's because of people migrating to our state that our workforce is largely able to stay afloat.
American Roots' first employee now owns a business in Portland.
I was able to earn a living, buy our first home, and put all 3 children through college.
She says an office for New Americans means more opportunities.
All right, the time now is 8:14. Coming up on the next half of Good Morning Maine, dozens of new homes are being built in Bangor to help fill the demand for affordable housing. We'll have the latest.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. A partly cloudy day ahead today. It will be breezy with highs near 35 degrees. Also partly cloudy overnight with lows dropping down to the low 20s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day and breezy with highs around 34.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere, When you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Looking for big fitness energy this year? Join Planet Fitness. Now through January 12th, save $5 a month during the Big Fitness Energy Sale. When you join for 24 cents down and just $10 a month. Cancel anytime. That's a savings of $60 per year. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training. Equipment for every workout. Don't miss out. Join the judgment-free zone today and get energized for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that could make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterwards.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Well, the cost of buying a home in Maine is up. Maine listings say the average price of a single-family home rose more than 6% in December compared to the same month last year. The average price is now $350,500. President of the Maine Association of Realtors, Paul McKee, says, quote, "Throughout Maine, real estate markets continue to be impacted by increased interest rates and sellers' ongoing reluctance to list due to the supply-demand issues the industry is experiencing. This, in turn, prolongs the shortage of homes available for sale. Oxford County saw the biggest price increase at more than 15%. Hancock County came in second with more than 13%.
Hundreds of new housing units are currently under construction here in Bangor in order to meet the high demand. Our Peter Dubois spoke to the city's Director of Community and Economic Development to learn more about the situation.
We have a lot of units under construction.
From a tiny home park to affordable senior living complexes and several market-rate housing developments, the city of Bangor has recently approved 10 construction projects that will collectively bring 359 new housing units to the city. Director of Community and Economic Development Ann Krieg says it's part of the city's efforts to attract more people to live and work in Bangor.
Our larger employers, like the hospital and other employers, are saying it really affects their recruitment when they hire people at all levels, all salary levels, to be able to find housing quickly.
Among the latest approved projects is a brand new development on a 4-acre parcel of land along Sunset Avenue that formerly belonged to the University of Maine at Augusta. The school agreed to sell that unused land to Bangor Housing.
You know, we're looking at all of these pockets of property that have been vacant for a long time, but they're in a great location to try to say, hey, what can we do with this?
All 10 housing projects are expected to be completed this year. To learn more about housing progress in the city of Bangor, click the link in this story on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, I'm Peter Dubois for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
There have been recent reports from other media outlets that those humorous phrases on Maine DOT traffic signs may be going away. Well, we went to get some answers and found that isn't necessarily the case. Here's more.
I think there's a way you can be safe and smile at the same time.
The Federal Highway Administration has issued new guidelines stating that messages with obscure or secondary meanings, such as those with pop culture references or ones intended to be humorous, should not be used on electronic road signs. But Maine DOT Commissioner Bruce Van Note says he's hoping for the humor to stick around.
We like using them. We'll have to review the guidance more and figure out what we can and can't do. We think it's a potentially effective tool with safeguards to get across basic safety measures in a way that's not preachy, but it's a little humorous.
And those we spoke with seem to agree.
I think the signs are awesome. They add a little bit of humor while reminding people to stay safe.
Don't bother me one bit to see that stuff. Makes me laugh.
I would say it's good advice a lot of the time and gets people to think twice.
They warn you of things of hydroplaning, texting and driving, drinking and driving.
However, Van Note says the FHA believes humorous signs could be misunderstood or distracting to drivers.
That's not something that they want those signs to be used for.
Any changes to what can be shown on the signs would not take effect for another 2 years. And in the meantime, Van Note says those messages aren't going anywhere.
It's 2 years from now. It may not be mandatory. It may be guidance. And so it's too early to tell exactly what's going to change. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Van Note says the department does not use humorous messages during severe weather or poor traffic conditions. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I like it. Sometimes they're pretty clever with the things they write, too.
I do, too.
Yeah, makes you smile.
Yeah. So. It makes me think of the people who are behind the scenes being that witty and clever.
Right.
Yeah.
They're probably, they're going to love this.
Right. I'm sure it's a highlight in their work, too.
Bring it on.
Cool. Okay, the time now is 8:21. After the break, we'll hear from some student volunteers of Husson University who helped out their community over the weekend.
Plus, the New Hampshire Republican primary is tomorrow, and now there's just 2 in the race for the nomination. The details next on Good Morning Maine.
Quitting smoking, vaping, and other tobacco may be tough, but you can do it. Even if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. Working with a quit coach increases your chances of successfully quitting, especially combined with quit medications. That's why each quit program through the Maine Quit Link offers free patches, gum, and/or lozenges and helps you build a customized quit plan. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainequitlink.com. It's free and it works.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
I got hurt in a car accident. Give me one good reason why I should call the Twos.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us? 1, we make it easy. You can hire us right from your phone and you never have to leave your house. 2, it's fast. Read the result. Just listen to this.
Lowry and Associates got me $195,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Brandywine Graphics, Engstrom's Auto Service, First National Bank, Healing Hands Massage, Kelly Jost, State Farm Insurance Agent, and Paramount Paving.
Husson University students helped out the Bangor community on Saturday in honor of a civil rights icon. Our Cowley Warren stopped by area organizations to learn more about the volunteering event.
Husson University staff and students spent their Saturday giving back. Volunteers helped out at local organizations as part of the university's 3rd annual MLK Day of Service, an event to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. Some spent their time lending a hand at the Bangor Humane Society.
Overall, just being able to help with all the little things that sometimes a lot of the workers here don't have time to do. We can come in for, a couple hours in the morning on a Saturday just to make sure that, the animals here are being cared for the best really means a lot.
Others volunteered at the Bangor Area Recovery Network, where some students say they had the chance to help others in a meaningful way.
Honestly, it's been nice. I enjoy community service. I was in the Boy Scouts for 11 years.
So after coming away to college, I really haven't had that much of an opportunity to go help folks.
Where we've been cleaning pots, dishes, and we've been organizing things that haven't been organized in a while for them. It's nice just to get out there and just help somebody that needs that quick little help. And it's just awesome bonding with people at the same time as well.
The Recovery Network's executive director says the tradition benefits students as well.
And having Husson students come over here just really helps us, giving them a chance to see what we do and be a part of that as well. So it's educational, it's experiential.
In Bangor, I'm Callie Warren for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Good for them.
Yeah, they're doing a service.
Yeah.
Time now is 8:25.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alright, this morning we have a small crowd advisory that's posted along the coast until 10 a.m. Tuesday morning, though, as aftersurf will be expected along the coast with some gusty winds that will be common today and possibly in the parts of tomorrow as well moving forward. The wave heights right now are not terrible closer toward land, 1 to 3 feet according to these buoys right about in here. According to this buoy, though, a little bit more on the higher side, around 5 feet being observed in some spots. You can see the green color further out towards sea, where active surf is being observed there. Meanwhile, though, on land, a partly cloudy sky is being observed, at least at this point, though. We'll see a few clouds today and some sunshine mixed in from time to time as well. Any snow you see on the radar there will stay in parts of Canada today. We will stay dry for the most part. The bigger story, though, here's high pressure right here, keeping us dry. Most of the East Coast dry. There's an area of low pressure further off towards the south and west, so across parts of Texas, allowing some moisture to develop, though some snow and freezing rain that's moving into parts of the Midwest as well. High pressure helping to steer it. We will not have to worry about that system, at least for now, though. We will have a mess on the way coming up later on this week. So a partly cloudy sky will be common across the region today. More clouds approach later on tonight, so we'll be mostly cloudy for a while, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will break up, though. Then we'll just have a few passing clouds as we head towards Tuesday, although by Tuesday afternoon, more clouds do start to move in ahead of our next system. Now we'll begin to move in some waves of energy that will be on the way as we head towards Wednesday. Now the question mark is, how far east does this get on Wednesday, though? There's high pressure right nearby as we head towards Wednesday, which may help to push some of that moisture further off towards the west. So that high pressure center changes a bit. We might see more of this moisture moving in. Now as we head towards Wednesday night and the parts of Thursday, a little bit more moisture begins to move in, and now we'll continue Thursday and the parts of Friday as well. So we do have some time to watch the system, though, but it looks like a travel mess could be on our way later on this week. We'll keep an eye on the system. Some gusty winds will be on the way for us today, reaching up around 15 to 20 miles per hour at times throughout the afternoon period. We'll keep the gusty winds going again as we head towards Tuesday as well. So your forecast coming up for the rest of today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Lower 20s tonight, partly cloudy. Southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 30s, mostly cloudy and breezy. The north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Already a Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Small chance for snow on Wednesday with highs in the low 30s. Upper 30s on Thursday with a wind shear mix moving in. That wind shear mix continues on Friday with highs in the low 40s.
Football fans, with the Caesars Sportsbook app, you can be in the game all the time. Seeking instant action? Quick Picks offers you the most popular games and markets, already built for you and ready to bet. Experience the thrill when you stack your bets to create a super parlay. Build bets for your favorite teams and players across multiple games. This season, don't just watch the game. Download Caesars Sportsbook and experience the game like never before.
Fishing trip hit a snag. Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get a low $329 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in commercial, medical, and residential design build construction, as well as building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and a project manager superintendent. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, competitive pay, and a family-oriented environment. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 848-7486.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
And then there were two. A major shakeup Sunday in the race for the Republican nomination for president, with just one day to go before the first in the nation New Hampshire primary. Fox's Kevin Uretsky has more.
A bombshell development Sunday in the race for the White House. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing he's dropping out of the race and supporting former President Donald Trump in the GOP primary.
He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents.
That now makes it a head-to-head race for the nomination between Trump and Nikki Haley.
We just heard that Ron DeSantis has dropped out of the race. It's now one fellow, one lady left.
We just got some word that one of our opponents, very capable person, is dropping out of the race, Ron DeSantis. And Ron is dropping out, and in doing so, he endorsed us.
New Hampshire voters will have the final say here on Tuesday on which candidate they think should be the party's nominee.
Nikki Haley. I think she's kind of a fresh perspective, a different approach.
I trust 100% Donald Trump. He delivered last time and he will deliver again. He's the man.
I think Ron DeSantis votes will go to Trump. I think Haley is great, but I think Donald Trump is going to be the one.
Officials are expecting a record turnout on Tuesday. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
President Biden is managing tensions overseas. Several U.S. servicemen are now recovering from a ballistic missile attack on an Iraq airbase that was housing American troops. There have been at least 142 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East in the past 3 months. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more.
It's the largest attack on U.S. forces inside Iraq since the October 7th massacre, and many White House officials say they don't want this thing to spiral out of control across the Middle East.
We're working very, very hard to make sure this conflict doesn't escalate. And I will tell you, and again, the attacks of our troops yesterday in Iraq and Syria notwithstanding, and of course the continued Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea notwithstanding, nobody has really, no other actor has really jumped in with both feet to help Hamas in this war.
U.S. forces have been striking Iran's rebel army in Yemen for the past 10 days, using warships, submarines, and U.S. Navy Super Hornets like this, launching from the deck of the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower in the Red Sea. Despite the strikes, attacks have continued against commercial shipping. Some of the ballistic missiles evaded U.S. air defenses yesterday and hit a base in Iraq where the bulk of the 2,500 U.S. troops are deployed. Thursday, a $32 million U.S. Reaper drone was blasted out of the sky for the second time since November. General Jack Keane says the U.S. needs to strike back much harder against Iran and its proxies.
I think the evidence is there. Iran does not want a war with the United States, and we have to have a comprehensive strategy. It's not just military. We got to recognize that appeasement is no longer a viable road here.
The U.S. military announcing tonight it has ended its search for those 2 missing Navy SEALs off the coast of Somalia, changing their status to deceased. The SEALs went missing more than 10 days ago after conducting a daring raid against a ship bound for Yemen loaded with Iranian weapons. Traveling with the president in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Well, the IRS is trying to separate truth from fiction when it comes to recent tax filings, asking for one type of credit. A Wall Street Journal report says the Internal Revenue Service is swamped with 1 million tax return requests from employers for the pandemic-era employee retention tax credit. The agency still has to determine which claims are valid and which ones are bogus. The report says the IRS had to freeze processing new retention credit claims in September and hasn't paid the last group of legitimate ones yet. The report says the fake claims are slowing down the process, which could take months to complete. So if you've been waiting, it looks like you're going to have to wait a little while longer.
Yeah, while the rest of us wait for W-2s.
Right.
Actually, I think we've already gotten ours.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't looked.
They all
super
come in the
close yet.
mail now,
I know,
the email,
email,
and
right.
you got to watch out for those things.
I
and
know.
I'm not good at that.
I know.
So,
yeah.
me and email.
Right. You're clicking on links you don't recognize.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up on the second half of the newscast, did you know that shoveling snow can increase the risk of having a heart attack?
We'll have advice from health experts, plus the local weather forecast as Good Morning Maine continues.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2024 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional and extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar. Celebrate the new year with unbeatable values during our New Year blowout sale. Save up to 60% on clearance items here at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. Happy New Year from our family to yours. The Furniture Gallery, in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Backstreet Boy action there.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we are back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, January 22nd, 2023. It's also National Grandpa Day.
Celebrated in Poland, this day is dedicated to the wisest, humblest, and jolliest men in our lives. Polish grandparents are among the most dedicated on the planet and spend an average of 9 hours a week with their grandchildren. That's more than 3 hours, or that's 3 hours more than grandparents from other nations. The values instilled in us by our grandparents can shape us for the better. That's why this is a day to visit or give Grandpa a call to tell him how much you love and appreciate him. Of course, if he's still around and in your life. I know some of us have grumpy grandpas, but it's, you know, it's okay still. It's okay to be appreciative either way.
Yeah, just give them a call. They never asked for it, you know, but,
Right.
you know, they love it when they hear from their grandkids, too.
Right.
I believe in Poland yesterday was Grandma's Day, so
Yeah.
they're turning it up big when it comes to celebrating grandparents.
They're
over
big
there.
on family.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
All right, history now. On this day in history, back in 1930, excavation work began for the Empire State Building in New York City. In 1964, the world's largest cheese was manufactured. Take a look at this picture. It used 170,000 quarts of milk from 16,000 cows and was made in Wisconsin before being displayed at the New York World Fair.
Did you find what kind of cheese it was?
No, I think it's just American cheese.
Right.
Yeah, and I think they took, they had money and contributions from dairy farmers throughout the state, and they all contributed because they wanted to make Wisconsin cheese famous, which I think
And
they
succeeded.
I think they did that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they did with it afterwards. As you can see there, it was more than 34,000 pounds of
Oh
cheese.
my God.
So I think they sent it to processors and then probably cut it up. And
Wow.
I don't know.
Really missed an opportunity of making the world's largest macaroni and cheese.
Right. I
in my
wish they
opinion.
still had those world fairs. They had some neat things happen at those back in the day. So
Yeah.
kind of neat. All right, moving on now. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down state laws that had been restricting abortions during the first 6 months of pregnancy. That case was Roe versus Wade and resulted in the legalization of abortion, which, as we know now, it has been overturned. And our abortion laws are changing seemingly every week here in the States these days.
Yep, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Started. And in 1984, the Apple Macintosh computer was unveiled during a Super Bowl advertisement. 1997, the Senate confirmed Madeleine Albright as the nation's first female Secretary of State. In 1998, Theodore Kaczynski pleaded guilty to being the Unabomber. He's now serving a life sentence for killing 3 people and causing 29 injuries. And in 2002, the Kmart Corporation filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, making it the largest retailer in history to seek legal protections from its creditors. I'm now realizing 2 hours ago when I read this exact sentence, I misread it and I thought it said Circle K.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, and they're thriving now.
Yeah.
No, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Kmart's pretty much a done deal now.
I know. Are there any Kmart stores
I don't know. I don't think there are.
Yeah.
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 Yep. They used to be everywhere, and it was because people started buying online, and a lot of those department stores struggled to keep up with the demand and the lower prices.
There's still nothing in Bangor's Kmart store.
Yeah.
And it's like, we could have all sorts of stuff in here.
There's a lot of vacant big box stores out there across the country right now.
I know. It's
So,
hard to find something to put in there.
Yep.
It's like you kind of need cubicles within them.
Yep. I'd say a big indoor beach. Something like that.
Good
They
idea.
have those in some places.
Bowling.
Where you can go in the winter and have some fun and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
big investment.
big lazy river.
Big lazy river.
That's
We've had
my
this
dream.
conversation before.
I just want a lazy river
just
in
want
my
a lazy
life.
River. Yeah. With carpet surrounding it.
Right. And music, a temperature control environment.
Yeah, inside palm trees.
Yeah. A little margarita. And,
margarita machine, a slushy machine.
Now we're talking. And some cheese.
And some cheese.
And some cheese.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we have one more history thing.
And on a bad note, in 2020, Chinese officials urged people to avoid crowds and public gatherings after warning about a new viral illness that was spreading quickly. We would all soon be learning about COVID-19, and if another pandemic rolled around, your lazy river would get shut down, man.
Well, I was just going to say, you go in the lazy river with your COVID, nothing's going to live in there because they put so much chlorine in there. All the kids peeing in there and stuff. And,
that is not the health official approved advice.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Maybe don't gather at the lazy river.
Yeah. Space everybody out.
Yeah.
All right, birthday time. Today's birthdays include actress Diane Lane, who is 59 years old today. Food critic Guy Fieri is 56. And singer Steve Perry from Journey turned 75 years old today. How about that?
A lot of talent today.
Happy birthday to all of them.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. It's going to be chilly today. It's kind of hovering right around freezing.
Don't want to be on a lazy river today.
No, you don't. Because it's not, and it hasn't quite frozen. So if you want to ice fish.
If it was in the Kmart, you'd be good.
You would be good. Yeah. All things considered. Let's throw it over to Devin Biggs for a look at the outdoor forecast.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted through Tuesday morning at around 10 a.m. Active surf law on the coast will be common from time to time, though, but otherwise, for us, so not too bad. On land, we're looking pretty good out there with just some clouds that are developing out there. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky today, and I do believe we'll stay dry as well. Any snow you see on the radar will stay mainly in Canada. Will stay dry there. But as we do zoom things out, we're quiet for us with high pressure located just down to the south, but it's helping to rotate some moisture in where some freezing rain and snow are taking place across some parts of the Midwest this morning. But for us, though, in the Northeast, looking pretty quiet out there as we do move forward in time. Partly cloudy will be the common idea today. We'll get more clouds moving in for a while later on tonight, but as we head towards early Tuesday morning, those clouds will begin to break up. As for the winds, though, you might get a few gusty winds from time to time, reaching up to 20 miles per hour. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour are common, maybe even up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. We'll keep that rolling through parts of Tuesday morning as well. So for today, we'll say middle 30s, partly cloudy and breezy out there, with that southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour at times. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming back up into the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Well, the return of winter snow also brings a return of specific stresses on your body in order to get rid of it. Cleveland Clinic doctors say that as we shovel snow away from the driveways and sidewalks, several factors may increase heart attack risks. Doctors say shoveling wet, heavy snow is enough stress on the heart if you don't normally exercise. But also, the weight of wearing excessive layers of clothing adds to the stress. Cleveland Clinic physicians say to ease your way into shoveling, take breaks at signs of shortness of breath or lightheadedness, and wear protective gripping shoes, even with spikes, to avoid falls. I have some of those, and they are my saving grace because I love walking in wintry conditions.
Yeah, just have to watch it out there.
Yep.
We still have a lot of winter to go.
We do. Yeah. Coming up after the break, Ryan Sudol will have the latest with sports. Kind of a crazy Celtics-Nuggets game on Friday. Disappointment for Celtics fans. I'm sure Ryan will have the latest in his report.
Don't go away.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act. thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
There are some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings.
Presentation looks great.
Thanks. Voya provides tools that help you make the right investment and benefit choices so you can reach today's financial goals. That one. And look forward to a more confident future.
That is one dynamic duo. Voya. Well planned, well invested, well protected.
Hyundai Palisade. Now, lease an all-wheel drive Hyundai Palisade for only $359 a month. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
Who are you?
I'm no one.
Do not lie to me, or this will not end well for you.
I'm no one.
Stop lying!
I'm just the cleaning lady.
The Cleaning Lady premieres Tuesday, March 5th on Fox. 4 new farmers.
The one thing that's missing for me is somebody to share all this with.
4 new chances at love.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudall here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some field hockey. Numbers for the sport in northern Maine are getting lower and lower, but a newly started off-season camp here in Bangor is looking to change that. Black Bear Elite North is holding clinics every Saturday until February 10th for girls grades 3 to 12 to improve their game or learn the sport with the help of local college stars, many of them which are Mainers. Keeping established players competitive for the summer and fall is big, but for COO Edith Dyer, helping foster that next generation of field hockey stars is the biggest part of her mission to grow the sport.
It's really important to get girls started young so that they feel comfortable playing and then they have some good fundamentals moving forward. It's really rewarding to have young girls learn the sport that I love so much. We have great role models here from Maine. So it's possible to play in college, and it's just a great sport, and we hope that everybody wants to play.
When it comes to those role models like Maine Black Bears' Brianna Townsend and Bria Kennedy, it's a full circle moment. They were in the same spot these kids were just a few short years ago. Being able to give them a chance they themselves didn't have back then makes this camp a true labor of love.
When I was their age, I looked up to other UMaine players and other college players. I thought they were amazing, so I love to give back and be that role model for them.
I think it's so awesome to be able to share my passion with the younger girls so that they can find a passion in it and continue to work and get better so that they can also accomplish their dreams. I think it's really special.
Yes, it is very special, and it's not too late to sign up for the remaining weeks. Visit rivercitymaine.com/fields4kids for registration info. Speaking of Black Bears, let's go to some UMaine hoops. The men's and women's team both playing NJIT on the road and at home, respectively. Let's start with the women up at the pit trying to go 5-0 in America East. A win over the Highlanders gives them their best conference start in 20 years. Let's start in the third quarter. Here's NJIT's Kenna Squire from Branchville, New Jersey, to Marissa Gingrich, who spins into the fadeaway, and it is good. But the Black Bears were dominant on the day. Here's Ann Simon finding J.C. Christopher for a wide-open corner three, and she nails it. Still third quarter. Here's Adriana Smith tossing it across court to Caroline Borneman. Oh, look, it's another corner three. She had a game-high 27, Maine up 36 after three. Finally, fourth quarter, Paula Gallego's shot is blocked, but in comes Simon with a lay-in over her head, and she hits it and one. Maine is 5-0 in conference play, 81-39 the final. Now let's go to the men's game down in Newark. They're looking for their first conference win, as are the Highlanders. First half, NJIT's Tariq Francis on the wing, pumps, thinks about it, what the heck, I'll shoot, and make it. Nothing but net. Later, here's Maine's Jaden Clayton to Peter Filipovich. Watch him spin and win right here. He had 16 first half points, Maine up 7 at the break. Later, second half. Here comes NJIT, Kajel DeGraff out to Mackay Gray for 3 to make it a 3-point game. Now under a minute left, it's just a 2-point game. Can Maine finally close it out? Jasante Wright McLeish says yes, sir, with a corner 3. Black Bears up 5. They go on to win their first America East game 70-64. Now to some high school girls hoops. Hamden Academy visiting Bangor in a big single A versus double A matchup. First quarter, Hamden's Lucy Wiles with it on the drive. She kicks it to Caitlin Murphy from downtown. She got it. Next possession, Bangor's Clara Oldenburg bounces it to Mimi Quinn. She does what she does, gets to the rack for 2 and 1. Still first quarter, Oldenburg, the steal, bringing it down the floor. She'll find Avery Clark, who gets it to Emily Adams for the lay-in. Great work there. Finally, Hamden's Lauren Voter to Wiles on the wing. Little head fake, shot take, and shot make for 3. Tie game after 1, but the Broncos win a good one, 44-41. And lastly, to some girls hockey, potential state title game preview on Saturday as South #1 Cheverus visited North #1 Penobscot Pioneers. Pioneers looking to avenge their 3-2 loss to the Stags earlier this year. Early first period, Pioneers Jordan Williams across center ice. Don't let her get into space. Chances are she'll score. Top shelfer there, 1-0 Pioneers. Later, Stags Lucy Johnson takes a shot, saved by Abby DeRozier. And the rebound by Michaela Talbot is saved too. Still first, Johnson, another shot, another save, scrum in front, but Caroline Russo is there to poke it in, tied up at 1. And finally, here's Talbot to Johnson. Open shot from the circle, goes right through. Cheverus leads 2-1 after 1 period. They go on to win it 7-2. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems. All things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center will turn your ideas into accurate conceptual drawings, and 3D visualization is available. Your Hammond sales rep will prepare a materials list and cost estimate. And when you buy all of your materials from them, Hammond will refund all of your design fees. Hammond can deliver your order from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Float to Fire Farms. Our products and staff are of the highest quality. Glassware, powerful puff, and CBD products. You'll be so happy your face will light up. 38 Storette Drive in Belfast.
Freezing temperatures also comes with a lot of snow, which can cause damage to your roof.
Fox's Don Hasbrook talks with an expert who shares some tips to avoid dangers in your home when dealing with heavy snow.
The snow continues to pile up on the ground across northwest Indiana, and that means it's also piling up on the roofs, and that can create a dangerous situation for the home and everyone around it. Snow removal companies say job one has to be to get as much of that snow as possible off the roof.
That snow, if it sees enough rain, could get really, really heavy, and it could cause a roof collapse.
And it could suffocate your furnace, which can cause carbon monoxide poisoning, flooding, leaks, and much more. But don't worry, there are signs.
If homeowners, went around their house and they just looked, so right here, it's going to be hard to see on camera, but right here coming down the fascia is an icicle,
which can cause leaking behind the gutter. Lofgren advises homeowners to look at overhangs and exterior walls for signs of icicles. Also, check the roof from a distance to see if you can see the pipes sticking out. If they are all covered, it's an indicator that it needs attention, and this is not a job homeowners should take on themselves.
I do not recommend doing this yourselves. I've got over 20 years of experience. These conditions specifically we're seeing in Wisconsin right now, they are some of the most dangerous conditions that you could absolutely see.
We have so far not really had to deal with that this year in Maine. Some winters we do, but if you're just moving to Maine, though, that's something we have to do here from time to time. Clean off the roofs.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And usually the roofs are like those A-frames or whatever, and it's like, he was right.
Yeah.
If you can leave it to a professional, that would be a smart idea.
It'd be dangerous.
Yep. Okay, one final look at that forecast for today. No snow in our immediate future.
Yeah.
It seems like partly cloudy today, a bit of a breeze, high of 35 degrees, dropping down to a low of 22 tonight. Those clouds are holding on tonight into tomorrow, where tomorrow will be very similar as today, except maybe a little less sun, although it's looking quite cloudy out there right now. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, breezy, high of 34, kind of a dreary winter day. We'll be right back.
At Warren Financial, your financial goals are our priority. Your financial plan may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy. That's why the financial planner you choose is so important.
Plan your future with Warren Financial. Visit warrenfinancialplan.com or call 573-1825.
Your trusted partner in wealth management.
I got hurt in a car accident. I've got a ton of bills, and the insurance company isn't helping me at all.
Don't get burned by the insurance company. Fight fire with fire and call the twos.
We'll turn up the heat on the insurance company. We'll make them pay you all the money you deserve.
I fought fire with fire and called the twos. Lowry and Associates got me $400,000 for my car accident. Now that's hot.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
I'll go naked. I bet you will.
The fun in a game of words.
Flip-flop. Cougar. Little Caesars.
Sounds like a Tuesday for me.
Is choosing wisely.
I hope they know what it is, because we gotta take it. Want to try to win this thing, so I'll take Noogie.
25 words or less.
Knuckle head rub.
Noogie, you won the game, guys.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
For the first time in 2 years, the world's largest natural ice skating rink reopens. On Saturday, Canada's famous Rideau Canal Skateway opened to the public. The skateway spans about 5 miles and is a part of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization World Heritage Site in Ottawa. Last year, skating enthusiasts couldn't enjoy the rink because of the lack of ice. The skateway was first opened more than 50 years ago. Ottawa is a great tourist attraction. I've been, and I would love to go do something like this.
Looks like a lot of fun. Be like skating down the Penobscot River or something like that.
Yeah, I love skating in areas like that. I'm almost about to put my skates in the cart so that I can be ready when I find safe conditions.
There you go.
But you kind of need an auger to really test to see if it's safe.
Yeah, have to check the thickness. I think it has to be 2 inches to,
I believe
to hold
so.
a man
Right.
or a woman or whatever.
Human being.
Human being, yeah. All right. All right, new data says you're likely paying hundreds of dollars a week for your groceries, depending on where you live. The U.S. Census Bureau says the average American family is now spending over $270 a week at their grocery stores. And those with kids are shelling out around $331 a week. Combination of inflation, supply chain issues, and increased demand all driving up the prices.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
Looks like we're about out of time. If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
We hope you have a great day.